Hey developers, today actually I need your help. I'm actually in the process of creating a new project and I really need your feedback. So make sure you guys stay all the way to the end. And if you do, there actually might be a gift for you guys. So make sure you do that. Oh yeah, and if you don't know, my name is Eric. I'm a software developer here in Reno, Nevada. I also have years of software development experience and I'm the author of the ViewJS in Action book. So that's just a little bit about me. Okay, so I want to show you guys 3 different topics. So if you don't know, I actually am a course creator. I create websites, I create books, and my last course was on Vue.js and Nuxt.js. I'll leave a link in the description below. And in that course, I talked a lot about how to get started with Vue and then also how to get started with Nuxt, which is a pretty cool server-side rendered Nuxt universal JS application creator. So this time around, I'm trying something a little bit different. I actually have a couple of ideas for a new course, but I also want it to be kind of an interactive website too. But before I dive in, I really want to hear your guys' feedback about these 3 different topics. So you can see from behind me, this is the first topic that I'm really excited about, and that is Visual Studio Code. So a lot of people in the last couple of years have moved over to using VS Code. It's become really, really popular. And that's been great. I mean, a lot of people are really into VS Code. It's really simple to install and use, but I don't think a ton of people know how to use it that well. So this course would be all about how you get started with Visual Studio Code. We would obviously install it. We'll look at it on Mac and Windows, and then how to be really a power user in Visual Studio Code. So how to move around code efficiently, some of the best extensions you should install. Some of my most popular videos on this channel is people watching videos. I talk about extensions. If you're not familiar with extensions, they're like plugins in other IDEs. So how to get the most out of Visual Studio Code. And of course, Visual Studio Code is absolutely free, so you can easily download it and get started with it. And I just want to see, like, what would a power user come into Visual Studio Code and how would they use it? And how could you be a little bit more efficient? Now, the second idea I have is one on Vue.js. Now, I already have a course on Nuxt.js, but I don't have a course purely on Vue.js. So there's a lot of really amazing resources out there for Vue.js. There's even some paid services. You can pay a monthly fee to learn new stuff on Vue.js. I think I would probably niche it down a little bit more. So this would probably be broad enough that a beginner Vue developer or someone that's just wanting to learn Vue could jump in. But it also would be a little bit more niche, so it wouldn't be the same kind of courses that you see all over the place. So I wanted to maybe focus on either like how to use Vue CLI 3 to make mobile websites, or maybe we'd look a little bit more into how you do different components. I don't know. I haven't thought about exactly what part of Vue I want to look at, but it'd probably be a little bit more niche down to kind of give it a little bit more differentiation than all the other courses out there. So that would be a great thing if I decide to go with this. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Is there a lot of people that just don't know anything about Vue and they want me to go through like how you set up a Vue project and what the different directives are and how to set up components? Or would you want something a little bit more intermediate? I think advanced stuff is kind of a hard topic to teach. First off, not many people are at that level. There's not many, there's a lot of Vue websites out there, but there's not a ton of like super advanced stuff that I could teach. But maybe more like intermediate to beginner would be better. So I don't know. It could be, I could try to figure out some sort of topic in the Vue world that I could teach for you guys. That might be an interesting course and maybe interactive website too. And lastly, I really like AWS. You can see here's the reInvent conference that happened recently. But AWS is getting bigger and bigger. There's so many cool things you can do with it. And I think there's this misconception out there that AWS is really difficult to understand and it's hard to get up and running and that it's not easy to use and it's expensive, which none of those things are true. It's actually quite cheap to use. Once you understand some fundamentals of it, it's really easy to use. You can set up, you don't have to be a DevOps expert to set up a basic setup, and tools like AWS Amplify, which is their new like JavaScript SDK, makes it even easier. You can get into quite complicated setups in AWS, so there's so many different services and how they all interlink. But we wouldn't go into that much detail. We'd probably pick like S3 and maybe look at EC2s, look at Lambdas, how we use AWS Amplify to create like a Vue project or even a React project, how we can throw that into an S3 bucket, how we can serve it, how we can use like CloudFront as our CDN, how to sub Route 53 with our DNS, how to get free SSL. I mean, these things you can all do for super cheap on AWS. And there's also a free tier. So if you want to, we can even talk about that. So this could be more of a comprehensive like web developer's guide to AWS, which is kind of what I want to teach on there. So if that's really interesting, that might be a great topic. And like I said, I kind of want to do two things. One of it's I'm definitely thinking about doing like a video course, but I also want to have a little bit more interaction on the site too. So it has some more information, and it's kind of up in the air exactly what I want to do. But one thing I want to be is completely transparent with you guys. I'm going to walk you through, as I go through this journey in the next couple of months, as I create this new course, I'm going to try to kind of dog food it a little bit. I'm going to create some videos. I'm going to show you the journey of creating the website, getting the SSL set up, hosting it on S3. So it's going to be kind of, you're going to see inside. I'm going to open up the kimono a little bit to show you how this course is working. And that's why I'd really love to have you guys come along. And so if you guys have sticked all the way to this part of the video, let's see, we're like 7 minutes in, then I'd love for you to, in the description below, I'm gonna have a link, and this is to my SurveyMonkey. And I have 7 questions. It shouldn't take you more than like 5 minutes of your time. It's gonna just ask you some questions about which one of these 3 that you think would be great that you'd like to learn, or maybe these 3 or you don't want to learn about them at all, and you want to learn something else. In that case, there's an other box. And then I ask you a few questions about like what kind of problems you're having with it, how you like to learn, things like that. And then I'd love to have a follow-up conversation with you. So some of you guys, if you guys fill out the survey, I'll probably contact you through email, and maybe we could talk a little bit more, because I really want to understand what the problem is, you know, look at what you've used in the past, and to make sure this is a valuable course. Like I said, this is going to be a paid course that I want to do, kind of a paid website. I mean, some parts of it will be free, but some of it you'll have to pay for. Haven't worked out all the details, but I really want to take you guys on this ride, and also make sure that I'm creating something valuable that people actually want. I mean, there's so many free courses on YouTube and Udemy, but I want to see, like, can I create a premium course? And I'm not talking about thousands of dollars, but maybe, you know, $50, $100 that would really make it well worth your time. So I really want to make sure that the problem's there and that you guys are interested in me creating this course. And then I really want to deep dive in what you guys like about course creation, because the worst thing is that I create something and then no one buys it. And that's not what I want to do. I want to really bring you guys on in this journey. So this is the first step. I did a video, I think a week ago, on like some technology stacks I was interested in. I think the consensus was AWS is probably where I'm going to host everything on. I might use Netlify for some things. I might use CloudFront, I'm not sure. So this is the second part. I just really want to kind of hone in on what I'm going to build. So enough of that. If you stayed all to the end, almost 10 minutes in now, thank you. I do want to offer you guys an incentive to take this. I'm going to give probably 1 or 2 people, let's say 2, either a free Udemy course or a free my Nuxt.js course for free, which is valued at $89. So if you take this survey, please answer it truthfully. Make sure you fill it all out. I'm not going to give the free stuff out to anybody that didn't fill it all out all the way, or just wrote 1 lines for everything. Just take some time, really fill it out. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to talk to you guys more about this and get you involved. I don't think this video will be super popular. It's probably going to get a few hundred views. So really, if you guys like this, make sure you share this with someone else. Just take this link up, pop it up on Twitter. That really helps me out. Put it on Facebook if you guys can. If you know someone that's really into AWS or really into Vue or looking to learn more information, share this video with them. That would really help me out. And that way they can know, they can get their answer in here too. And that way I can know what they're looking for. So these are my choices. I really appreciate you guys sticking all the way. I mean, it's been an amazing year. Probably one of the best years ever. And I really thank everybody that's watched this channel. It's been amazing journey, and I think the best is yet to come. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share this with other people that would be interested, and take care. Bye.